He is an icon of hope, a man of impeccable character, a seasoned administrator, a philanthropist, a businessman, a youth defender, a peacemaker par excellence, a man of diligence, a courageous man, a unionist, a ham man from Kachia local government area of Kaduna State. He is Dr. Engineer
Dogara Giat,
a visionary leader, an engineer by profession, a man who has been in the
forefront
of serving humanity. He is a man with great respect and passion for service.
I've seen in him a man who has a hunger to help people. I've seen in him a man who is humble, a man who is not arrogant.
You need people who are sincere. You need people who can be trusted. You need people who identify with the grassroots. You need people who are simple. You need people who can motivate. You need people who are sympathetic. You need people who have Nigeria at heart. I think you find that in Dogara Giat.
Born in a small village of Sauni, Kaduna State, Nigeria, he grew up to imbibe the Western education from primary to secondary school level, where he obtained his West African examination certificate. His quest for knowledge saw him through various tertiary institutions, where he obtained various degrees in different fields.
From Ramat Polytechnic, I did my HND in Kaduna Polytechnic. From Kaduna Poly, I went to ABU, where I read my PGD management. Then I moved to Bayero University, where I read my PGD electrical. Then my master's degree also in electrical, Bayero University.
In order to further increase his capacity, he attended various management courses and programs, both locally and internationally. Among these courses is the Chief Officer's Management Development Program, COMD, in NNPC, where he obtained a Certificate of Distinction in Leadership and Change Management. He also attended Workseed Leadership Program at the Institute for National Transformation, Abuja, an institute whose sole vision is raising no-excuse leaders to develop themselves to the highest level of excellence in order to transform their community and the nation at large. Groomed and shaped for leadership, Dr. Dogara
Giat
has held various positions of authority in different capacities since he started his work and career.
I work in Kaduna Refinery. From Kaduna Refinery, I moved to NNPC Towers, Abuja.
With all the critical ingredients of leadership imbued in him through his various training programs, Engineer Dogara was able to demonstrate his leadership skills at Kaduna Refinery and Petrochemical Company, KRPC.
While I moved to Abuja, I was posted as a manager onshore in charge of all the product supply and distribution across the country. After some months, I was deployed to LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, where I was mandated to take care of all the moribund LPG depots across the whole country. And to God be the glory, we were able to change them or to rehabilitate them, and all the depots in the whole country started working.
While he was in NMPC, we have one section, we call it tin and drum. They manufacture tins for kerosene, and they manufacture drums for lube oils. It was already a scrap. They were not doing anything. But he was able to go and sit down and check all the circuitry and all that. And with a group, they decided, they worked really hard and reactivated those plants. There are so many things you could see that as a leader, he is a person who wants to achieve and who strives to achieve and who makes sure he achieves his aim.
It's often said that public office is a trust.
Dogara Giet, while serving as a staff of
KRPC, was elected the president of Staff Multipurpose Cooperative Society with an assurance of service delivery.
Anybody that asks me about Dogara, I should be able to tell him that, yes, I worked with this man and he can be trusted. And if you give him small, he builds, makes it bigger.
It has integrity. I can say, I'll go here and see if he's in charge. It's a man that can walk his talk.
He was the brain behind the cooperative. He stood by us, and all through, the cooperative grew to the extent that we gained World Bank grant.
It doesn't like anybody to cheat anybody. If you are right, you fight for your rights.
And when it comes to Tribal Development Association or diversity of the people within a particular region, you always find Dogara being trusted to lead.
While at this position, he demonstrated his resourcefulness by introducing novel ideas where he set up standing committees.
Dogara Giet
Is well defined by his landmark achievements. He facilitated the housing scheme for members of the cooperatives in Kaduna, Nasarawa as well as FCT.
He bought a big plot of land and built 3-bedroom houses and sold them at a giveaway price to the members of the cooperative community in NMPC here in KRPC.
I'm a beneficiary of this scheme through Mr. Engineer Dogara Giet.
The FCT housing estate is a state-of-the-art, one of the biggest in Abuja. The estate is all-encompassing with all the needed facilities. One of the streets is named after KRPC courtesy of Engineer
Giet.
They shortened it to just KRPC Cooperative Street in memory of our own contribution to the development of Abuja.
During his tenure as president of the cooperative, it became imperative for Dr. Dogara to come up with ideas to mop up funds for the cooperative. He built to a finish a multi-purpose plaza which serves as a revenue drive for the cooperative. Hence, the plaza plays host to other business offices that are now paying rent to the cooperative.
People are doing business now in these offices rather than in open.
He was also instrumental to the building of this mega filling station, an initiative that is now a boost to the economic status of the cooperative.
Dogara never blinked an eye in buying to those projects. And that's why today, this cooperative society is standing strong.
As part of his commitment to increase the revenue base of the Staff Multipurpose Cooperative, he acquired a microfinance bank from an already existing community bank at 90% shareholding, and to his credit, chaired the board that saw to the full acquisition of the bank at 100% ownership.
The structure of the bank then was not what you see now. It's just like a community bank, a small structure. The bank was even renting. So the first, I think, led the leadership of Dogara Giet. The bank was acquired, the property was acquired and renovated to this great edifice you are seeing now.
In all this, he was able to grow the revenue base of the cooperative from slightly above 300 million naira he inherited to above 4 billion naira inclusive of all the properties.
He said he was going to change cooperative from what it was to a world-class standard. But immediately he entered there. He moved the capital of that cooperative from single digits millions to billions.
In his days at KRPC, it was his intention to mechanize agriculture. Hence, he bought 4 tractors with all their farm implements to improve efforts of farmers during farming season, which led to the development of 110 hectares of land in Lere.
They gave us 110 hectares of land, and we planted maize, we planted soya beans, we planted granules as a test case And to God be the glory, the result was very, very excellent.
Engineer Dogara has been in the business of touching lives. His simplicity towards humanity is unquantifiable.
I've been seeing him as a big bridge to our people, who render all kind of help to his people. Many people have been employed. They are eating because of the existence of Dogara.
He has serious passion for widows and orphans in the society.
Dogara mun san shi yana mai taimako mutane ne, yana taimako widows, yana taimako marayu.
As part of the giant strides of Engineer Dogara, this community healthcare facility in his community was constructed. This center is to serve members of Zauni village and environs from the coast of urban migration in order to access healthcare services.
Kaga wuraren nan shine yayi shi, asibitin nan da kake gani da wadansu abubuwa wanda yana taimake mu, ba za mu taba manta da shi ba.
Dogara is working assiduously to put smiles on the faces of the rural populace, irrespective of tribes or religion.
He doesn't differentiate anything, at least really all this religious divide or ethnic divide or what and what is not, if you like, in his agenda. This can vouch for him 100%.
Mutumi ne mai son jama'a, mutumi ne mai son matasa, da gwamnati da Hausawa da Christian duka bai bari ba.
This is seen not only in his immediate community, but throughout the entire state and Nigeria at large.
He has this passion to see for the good, not only for the good of everybody, for the good of this nation.
Romi is a suburb in the outskirts of Kaduna City. Over the years, potable water was a problem in this village. But Engineer Geert through KRPC provided this borehole in the year 2013 to ease the suffering of the residents and people of the community.
While he was working in KRPC as one of the executives, he brought a borehole about 10 years ago. He brought a borehole to my domain, a workable borehole that is still working today.
An yi mana aikin nagari, ruwa ne tun daga za a diba shi daga safe har yamma.
Also is Priscilla Philip, a mother of 5. She says she is highly delighted as the provision of this borehole has brought a huge relief to her and her family.
Gaskiya da farko mun yi godiya. Mun gode wa Allah da muka samu wannan ruwan. Domin ruwan nan ba karami taimako yake yi mana ba.
Away from community services, Engineer Dogara is also a businessman.
We've had cause to rub minds together, and I could see that he's a man who has some passion in advancing the cause of his people.
When it comes to investment, he is somebody, I don't even understand how he gets his ideas from. He has a lot of foresights.
Dogara's pragmatic stewardships have not gone unnoticed. He has over the years received several awards and titles to his credit. Prominent among them is that where he was turbaned as the Waziri Matasan Ariwa by the youths of the 19 northern states, Youth Council and FCT.
The reason why we give him title and award is very, very encouraging. He worked with youth.
He has empowered the youth, he has supported the youth in one way or the other, which not only in Chukun local government, not only in Kaduna State, in the north, that was what warrants him that title.
Others include an Ambassadorial Award of Excellence for Peace by Argentina, where he was appointed Continental Board Member, World Ambassadors for Peace. Another award was from Drum Majors for Peace, an award he received recently because of his indefatigable and sterling leadership qualities. Also received recently is an award by the National Association of Polytechnic Students, among others. Dogara, because of his integrity, enjoys several royal blessings anywhere he goes. to his loyalty and humility, many say is not in doubt.
And very obedient, very humble. You can see when he came in here, he bowed down to give me my respect, irrespective of his position.
The impact of his lofty initiatives have direct benefit on humanity in general, and thus many are yearning to emulate him.
By age, he's my junior, but by all standards, I copy a lot of things from him.
We are praying for people like us to emulate people like him.
Based on the legacies of Engineer Dogara,
Yet,
many feel strongly that his services would add great value to governance at all levels.
When you say no, it's no. Time. But it's a straightforward human being. You listen to everybody, then you solve your problem.
I believe if Dogara get half opportunity, he has all it takes to turn things around.
If you give him any office, he's always there to deliver.
If you pass through his track record and the civil service, he's not found wanting, I believe you can entrust any office to him.
I feel if given the opportunity, he could be someone people will greatly trust, people could greatly rely on.
These are such people that we need in the country, really to be, if you like, impartial. And this is what, for me, Engineer Dogara represents.
I see him as a we person, not an I person. And that makes him the kind of person that has the capability of playing an active role in a democratic.
He can man any leadership position. He will not lose focus. He will not forget who he is. He has held serious positions in the refineries. I don't think there's any position you will give him again that will be new to him.
Wishing he accepts to take up the responsibility.
I will wish that he accept the call of his people, because truly, as it is today in this nation, we need people like Dogara to add up to the best brains we have up there to help turn the country.
The situation of the country, the situation in which we are now, and where we need really people at the right helm of affairs in government or whichever, either government or legislature, where people will really make an impact, I think, is one of the people we needed most in such places.
If we can have people like that can come out and accept to take any position of responsibility, I think Nigeria should be on the right track.
Jama'a su goye baya do abinda yake da niyya ya fita gayi.
However, to fulfill his ambitions in life, Engineer Dogara determined to work differently to bring succor to the lives of his people through human capital development and empowerment, if given the needed support and opportunity. It is therefore monumental that this achiever has done so much in his singular capacity. Success, they say, is when opportunity meets preparedness. Dr. Engineer Dogara is retired but not tired. He is ready and prepared to spend his entire life to realize his dreams for the good of humanity and the country at large. Dr. Engineer Dogara is happily married with 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl.